What we're doing today is a lot of LeChat stuff, and we were working out of modern chemistry. Modern chemistry is got some problems that we've been working with, and we're working with number 15 right now as a do now. And so I suggested that to be able to figure this problem out, we needed to do the LeChat shifts for what they're asking for. And I'm hoping that this will make a lot of sense after you have a chance to see it. So, Senek, what do you have for what LeChat wants? Good. Okay, so he definitely wants the opposite. And now, would you tell me what you do for LeChat? What does he want? How is he going to accomplish getting the carbon monoxide down? Okay, which species does he have to decrease? Good, very good. Okay, he's got to decrease the CO. So, how is he going to do that? Is he going to combine the heat and the carbon monoxide and the oxygen to make CO2? Or is he going to break apart the CO2 to make heat, carbon monoxide, and oxygen? He is definitely going to combine. Very good. So he's going to combine the heat plus the carbon monoxide. Can you notice I'm not putting in the coefficients on these guys? There's no purpose in it for what we're doing here, so I don't want to encumber you with more stuff. Plus O2. He's going to put all those guys together to make the CO2, and in which way is he going to have to shift to do that? Okay, if he shifts to the left, he's going to go from carbon dioxide to making oxygen and CO and heat. Is that what you want to do? Okay, so which way would you shift? Okay, and that's what LeChat wants to do. That is exactly what he wants to do. So let's go on. Ephraim, what do you have for LeChat on pressure? Do you know how to do that? Okay, so he definitely wants pressure down. Most people are getting this part pretty easy, but now how's he going to get the pressure down?
He's going to increase the number of moles, yeah.
Okay, he's going to go to the side with more moles or less moles?
More. Not less, because he wants pressure to go down.
Very good. Okay, so he wants the pressure to go down, so he's going to shift to side with fewer moles. And how many moles do we have on the right side, Ephraim?
3.
Good. Excellent. And what do we have on the right?
2.
Okay. Anybody not understand why that works that way? Why the mole numbers come? Because if you don't get that, you want to get your hand in the air right now so I can help you. Okay, Senek? I'm sorry? Okay, the 3 on the left side here is counting this 2, because we're counting coefficients as moles. Okay? Because moles are, coefficients are the mole ratios. Okay? So the 2, and because the O2 doesn't have a coefficient, his coefficient is 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And then over on the other side, we only have the 1 species, and there's 2 for the moles of that guy. Okay? Well done. And so our shift is? Absolutely. Okay, so these guys are getting put together to make this guy. And that's how that works. So let's go on and get our last one and see if we can understand what that one is. And that goes to Susanna, and she's not here, and Jacob's not here, and Eric, you're here. Okay, do you have any luck with this? I know this is, you're not getting it yet, but let me do something before we do this. Would you please all get out this little sheet? I'm going to show you up here on the screen in just a sec. Okay, you all have this? Yeah. Okay, I want you to add a couple of things that I think will help you a bunch. A big bunch, actually. What I've done is I've been meaning to update this sheet for a while because I want people to be more specific than I did in the past. And so what I had before was decreased number of species. Well, which species is it? It's the stressor. Now, what was the stressor in this particular problem? Eric? Oh, Eric answered correctly as heat. So if heat is up, if that's the stress, what does LeChat want to do next? I'm sorry? He wants to decrease the heat. Indeed he does. And so we got heat over here going down. And now, how is he going to decrease the heat? Let's go back to here and let's, oops, there, okay. Have you folks written in stressor here and here? Okay, because that's the one that we got to worry about. And we're down on temperature right now, but let's go back and look at volume. With volume, you're going to the side with fewer moles. This paper right here, there's, I think if you go down about 2 levels, 2, maybe 3 levels, you'll see more of these. This is a great little paper. It helps a bunch. Okay, what do we have? Right here, you see we're going to go to the side with more moles if we're trying to increase the pressure, if that's what LeChat wants to do. And if we're trying to decrease the pressure, we're going to shift in such a way that we can go to the side with fewer moles. Now we found out that fewer moles was on the right side, which is why we had a right shift on the last problem with pressure. But now we're dealing with temperature. So now, to get the temperature down, we go to the opposite side from the heat. And that's how you would write it in your little what he does. Okay, so you want to put that in there now and also on this sheet. If he wants more heat, then he's got to go to the same side because that's where the heat is. So as you shift to the left with this particular problem, oops, with this particular problem, you see your equation up here has the heat sitting over here on the left because it's positive kilojoules. That's what I had here. See, you had plus 167 kilojoules, but we've been dealing with heat instead of kilojoules. So the heat I'm writing down over here because this guy is a positive number. Okay? So what would you think LeChat would do now? He wants to make less heat by what? We see, that's what this says, make less heat. But how is he going to make less heat? Did you write this in? Here. Did you write this in? Okay, when it's less heat, he's going to the side opposite from the heat. You want to write that in right now. Thank you. Okay, so we put down that we're shifting to the side away from the heat, and then that's what's over in here. And then we're doing the right-hand shift because the heat is on the left. So that's the direction away from the heat. Yeah? Okay, so next thing we're going to do is you guys are going to pick up your responders and we're going to do some questions. Okay, for those of you watching at home because you weren't at class today, or those of you who were in class today and wanted to get a second review on everything that we talked about, this is where we want to be. You want the LeChat sheet so you can see, I don't have the heading on it, but the LeChat sheet so that you can figure this stuff out, and that will all be based for the first set of questions is going to be based on this particular balanced equation. So you need to copy this equation right now. Would you all please do that? I have purposely chosen an equation where we actually have on both the left and the right, we have two reactants and we have two products. So when we're doing combining, I was afraid that some of you thought that if you have two over here, that this side will always be combining and this side will never be combining, but it will always be breaking up. Not so. See, if you have two products and we're shifting left, you're combining. But because you state the things that you're combining, it makes it absolutely clear. Okay, so we're ready to go on, and I am not going to tell you how to interpret this, but I'm telling you this is what we're doing. Okay, so here's your question. All right, time to figure it out and put that right on your shot sheet. And as soon as you've done that, work out the other four columns. No, better wait. Actually, there's some people that are still having trouble identifying what the stress is. So this will help. Okay, everybody's finished. Let's see how they did. We're stopping the question. And you see? Okay, I found this out in first period. Got the same kind of thing. Okay, this is a serious issue. When anything is added or taken away, that is the stress. And since this thing was at the added part, it's CH4 up. Okay? When we get to the next one, I'm hoping that we'll see 98% correct on what the stress is. Okay. But whenever they say added, taken away, or anything like that, that is going to be the stress. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, here's your second question. Now that you know the stress, this second column should be pretty easy. Be sure that you write down the answer A, B, C, or D before going any further. So stop the recording right now and do it for yourself, commit yourself, and then turn this back on. Okay, I just stopped the question, and I'm seeing an 86% getting this right. Those of you that were answering B or anything else, okay, this column is always going to be the reverse of what this was. Remember this guy right here, let me get a little arrow in here. This guy right here was our stress. CH4 is being added, and when CH4 is being added, then CH4 needs to go down. Okay, because that's what LeChat wants to do. He always wants to do the opposite. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, here's our next question. Be sure that you write down your answer before you listen to my explanation, because if you get it wrong, you'll be more interested in getting it right, and if you got it right, you'll be reaffirmed that you're on the right track, especially if you understand the whys. So stop your recording now and write it down. Okay, I had the same spread last period, and let's find out what's wrong and why this would have to be. Are we going to break up CH4? Okay, so why are we going to break up CH4? Because CH4 was added. Okay, so we got to break that stuff up. And the CH4 is on the right side of the equation. I'm sorry, CH4 was on the left side of the equation. I'm sorry? Where was it? So here's the equation again, and now I can speak a little more authoritatively. Okay, if we break up CH4, CH4 is over on the right, and that's not really going to do it. Okay? CH4, it was a bogey for you. Because if you answered CH4, you're kind of on the right track. But you're not just breaking that up, you're combining it with the H2O. So the H2O, CH4 combined give you carbon monoxide and hydrogen, okay, which uses up the CH4, which is why the CH4 will go down. Okay, direct response to the CH4 addition. And that's it for the video for today. We'll do more tomorrow. Yeah, it has to be C. H2O and CH4 being combined to make the CO and the H2, that uses up the CH4. Okay? That uses it up. Okay, thank you for watching. Hope this helped. Sorry, I decided to finish this off. I'd like to have done more, but let's go ahead and look at this. We've got CH4 being added. Okay, the only way that we are going to be able to fulfill this particular one, and the answer on this guy was letter C, we're hooking these two guys up, is to be a shift to the left, because this now becomes like a reactant, for LeChat anyway, and it drives to the left, making more carbon monoxide and hydrogen. So CH4 is getting used up, which offsets, with LeChat's movements, the input of the CH4. So we are obviously in this case going to have a shift to the left, so letter A would be the correct answer. Okay, I hope this is a little bit more illuminating. And I'll do some more of these tomorrow.